Terence Crawford vs. Canelo Alvarez, is now set for September 2025, but Floyd Mayweather has issued a strong warning that could change the entire narrative, as after months of rumors and build-up, Turki Alalshik confirmed the bout will take place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And anyone expecting a respectful build-up got a wake-up call when tensions between the two fighters exploded during a heated encounter at a Saudi airport.
Is this? Yesterday they text me. They text me and say, we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. Yeah. They text me yesterday and I say, look, I'm not gonna talk about any other fight. I'm focused 100% on this fight. Look, I don't like the way he talk, and I'm not in this position because of any. I'm in this position if he wants to work with me, it's in my way, not in their way.
What was
I don't need it.
What didn't you like about how he approached? Like, what was
It's not the way to approach. It's not the way to approach to me. Look, I respect everybody and I respect Turkey, but look, if he wants to work with me, it need to be in my way.
The two undisputed champions were set to meet with Turki Alalshik to finalize details for their September showdown. But before they even made it to his...
The two undisputed champions were supposed to meet with Turki Alalshik to finalize details for their September showdown, but chaos broke out at the airport before they even arrived, when Terence Crawford expected a simple handshake and friendly exchange only to be ignored as Canelo walked straight past him, and Crawford, known for his pride, confronted him, which only made things worse as Canelo reportedly stepped up with clenched fists and looked ready to fight, forcing both camps and security to jump in before it turned into a full brawl, turning what should have been a routine business trip into a near fight before the bout was even officially announced, while Floyd Mayweather has since remained closely aligned with Crawford following the fight's public reveal.
I think that's weird, because you'd have to gain 20 pounds? Yeah. But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight. That's the money fight. That's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, catch weight. We can do something out of catch weight.
What weight you think?
Probably 160 or something.
But you said 154 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah, 158.
Word is Floyd has been helping Crawford fine-tune his skills for the big fight, offering an elite, undefeated champion-level game plan to prepare him for the challenge ahead.
Hold me back.
When the airport incident happened, Floyd was among the first to raise concerns, and as the headline spread, he made it clear that even though Terence isn't new to the game, he must take Canelo Alvarez more seriously than any opponent he's ever faced, a warning that carries real weight coming from the one man who knows how to beat Canelo after handing him his only official loss.
You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? You know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought fantasy fight me versus Floyd.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plot.
Yeah, like.
Floyd isn't sugarcoating anything and is delivering a serious warning to Terence, making it clear this is not just another fight but a dangerous, legacy-defining moment where being even slightly off could lead to disaster, and coming from someone who's been there and beaten Canelo, his message is blunt. One mistake and it's over, which is why he publicly stressed that while Crawford is a great fighter, you don't jump 2 weight classes to face Canelo unless you have a flawless plan, reminding him that boxing is about making smart decisions, not just chasing big moments, turning it into a clear wake-up call for Terence.
Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that pans.
But this is where it gets even more interesting, because not only did Canelo ignore Crawford, He reportedly told his team afterward that Bud won't get any respect until they meet in the ring, viewing him as just another challenger beneath his level, and if Crawford was fired up before, this has only pushed him into the fight with real anger and bad intentions.
Looking great. Thank you. I will come to it. Looking great. Thank you. I will come to it.
By the time they arrived at Turki Alashik's residence, the tension was impossible to ignore, forcing Turki to step in as the peacemaker, with photos later showing him posing between both fighters who tried to appear professional but couldn't hide the discomfort, as neither smiled and the atmosphere felt heavy, signaling that something serious is coming, and with September now locked in, this rivalry has reached a dangerous point, as Crawford prepares to jump 2 weight classes to face Canelo. Amid doubts about whether he can handle the power, yet judging by how fired up he is, this just might become the defining fight of his career.
I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go.
Canelo isn't facing Bud right away, as he's first scheduled to fight William Skull on May 3rd to reclaim the undisputed super middleweight crown, a matchup some fans see as a tune-up. But if Canelo enters the Crawford fight holding all 4 belts at 168 pounds, it only raises the stakes and makes the showdown even bigger.
Saying you have to move up to 68 and fight the winner of Canelo Alvarez at 68.
I commend them for it. It takes a lot of balls to do it. A lot of courage, but it also takes, more importantly, it takes believing in yourself. So I commend. The
main concern is that Crawford has never competed at 168 pounds, which means jumping up about 14 pounds from his last fight, leading many to question if he's biting off too much. But it's worth remembering that Canelo also started his career at welterweight, the same division where Bud built his undisputed legacy.
Anymore, but like he say, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, it's too small, it's too small, and then he need to enjoy his fight. Okay, he deserve it. He deserve it. I like Spence, but I like Spence and all the respect for him and everything. But I knew. I think is the type of fight Terence Crawford is different. 168, but like I say, like he say, nobody's gonna give me credit.
If anyone understands how to beat Canelo Alvarez, it's Floyd Mayweather, making him the perfect mentor for Terence Crawford, as Floyd remains the only fighter to officially defeat Canelo by outboxing him over 12 rounds in 2013. And while Canelo was younger then, the blueprint still matters, with trainer Ronnie Shields stressing that Crawford should follow that same approach because boxing is about intelligence, movement, and control more than raw power, as Mayweather won by dictating the pace, landing clean shots, avoiding counters, and constantly forcing Canelo to reset, meaning Crawford must stay loose, keep moving, and never allow himself to become a stationary target.
Because I know you were about 17, 18 at the time when Floyd Mayweather fought Arturo Gatti. I'm just curious, did you watch that fight?
Of course. I still watch it.
Right. Because it was that kind of... Because I'm asking because when you fought Ndongo at 140, you looked really great that night too. Same weight class Floyd as that we fought Gatti. Right. I'm not asking hypothetical who would win, but do you think that night you were right there with Floyd on the night he fought Gatti?
Of course. I'm always thinking that I'm on a higher level than a lot of people give me credit. It's just me with the confidence that I have in myself.
Being that he was the previous pound-for-pound king before you, does he get a little more attention than other great fighters from you when it came to studying him on the way up? Or?
Of course.
What did you take from him?
It was my era. The whole hit and not get hit, and to make the adjustments that he's made to certain fighters, you know, he's the king.
So you think you guys got a lot in common?
In some aspects, yeah, we do.
How are you guys different?
We both boxing. I think, you know, I take more chances.
Excuse me, Crawford.
You know, right now. But earlier in his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well. So, you know, it just depends on which Floyd Mayweather you talk about. You talk about money, or do you talk about Pretty Boy? Because Pretty Boy was the seek and destroy fighter.
You're more like Pretty Boy, probably, right?
Right. But then, you know, he started having hand injuries, so he couldn't really keep up with the same, you know.
We saw this clearly in 2022 against Bivol, when Canelo failed to cut off the ring, grew frustrated, and started throwing wild shots, a weakness Bivol exposed and one Floyd had already mastered and is now helping Crawford apply.
Pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh shit, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Mayweather has been in Bud's corner since the fight was announced, helping with his preparation, and after seeing how serious Canelo is, Floyd is warning him not to relax for even a moment, because while Canelo is one of boxing's biggest stars, he knows facing Crawford is a different kind of challenge, and this matchup wasn't rushed or accidental, as Canelo made a calculated choice knowing that avoiding Bud would damage his legacy.
From Benavides. What is that? I mean, imagine if I ever ran from anybody. Like, did I run from somebody in my career? No. Did Chavez run from somebody in his career? No. Chavez was 87-0. Imagine that. So to me, that's the all-time.
At the same time, Canelo understands the danger, which is why he isn't jumping straight into the Crawford fight and is instead taking a calculated stop against William Skull first, a bout many see as a warm-up, but that also serves as a way to slow things down, because this isn't just about staying busy, it's about protecting his legacy, as Canelo has seen what happened to fighters like Wilder, Joshua, and Gervonta Davis when they looked too far ahead, knowing that one slip or surprise loss can change everything, so he's treating Crawford as a later challenge, giving himself time to prepare, study Bud's style, and make sure he steps into that fight on his own terms.
With you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We're not talking about yet about the fight. Me and Tukaraj know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp? When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
in camp. Training camp in March.
Okay, so
at the beginning of the middle of the February.
There you have it. Floyd Mayweather isn't just talking. He's sending a clear warning to Terence Crawford that Canelo Alvarez is no joke, and recent events have only raised the stakes. But the real question is whether Bud will follow Floyd's advice or trust his own path to shock the world. Because one thing is certain, this fight is shaping up to be one of the greatest chess matches boxing has ever seen.
Error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
So what do you think? Are Floyd's concerns justified, or is Crawford too skilled and composed to be shaken? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're excited for this showdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates, and we'll see you in the next one.